Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and in this video we are going to learn how to build forms. All right, we are going to learn how to build forms, and we are going to use Google Form to build this form. Okay, so what are we going to learn in this video? We are going to learn how to create forms. Okay, we are going to learn how to add questions to the form. Okay, and we are going to learn how to customize the form. We are going to share the form for people to enter their details or answer questions when you are building questionnaires, or we are also going to collect those responses in a Google sheet, and we are going to analyze the data that we collected. Okay, now why do you build forms? Why do you even need to build a form? Okay, a form is just like questions designed for people to enter their answers into it. Most of you taking this course also filled a form. That form you will fill, I built it by myself. Okay, and sometimes your client can ask you to design a questionnaire for maybe interview, or design a questionnaire for people who are coming in for consultation, or design an questionnaire for survey. Okay, so what do we use forms for? Okay, we can use form to build as a form builder. We can also use it for survey tool. Okay, survey tool is when you are maybe you're working with a project team, a team that is building a project, like building an app, and they want to go out and get response from people. So, or you're working with a coach, and the coach wants to get response from intakes, or get details from intakes, just the way you filled form for for this program. I can also use a data collection tool, right? Maybe even in your organization where you are working, it could be your job to build a form for other team members to enter data. You can also use it as a registration form. All of us here we've all gone to school, and in school you filled form almost every day. All those forms you are filling, somebody built it. So we are going to learn how to build a form today using Google Form. You can also use it as a feedback tool. For instance, when you're using an app, they can ask you for feedback. So when you click for feedback, you enter your name, enter your email address, and then write your feedback. That is a form. So we are going to learn how to build our own form today. Now, okay, so the slide 3. So how do we build form? First, let's go to Google Form. And when you come to your tab, you go to form.google, just type Google Form. Type Google Form, and then click on the first link that you see, this one here. And then wait for it to load. All right, so this is the interface that you're going to land on. So when you come here, you see all the forms that you've built before, but if you have never built any form using Google Form, this place will be empty. So let's click form, a blank form. So when you click a blank form, you arrive on the form builder. This is called the form builder. This interface here is where you're going to build your form. Remember that a form is just a series of questions that requires an answer. So that's the first thing you should have in mind. Just a series of questions that requires an answer. The answer could be short form. Let me show you here. So this is where you choose the kind of answer you require from your applicant, or from respondent. Okay, you click here, you see these are all the answers that they can give. They can be short answer, a paragraph which is a long answer, or multiple choice, or check boxes, or drop down, or file upload. Okay, so we are going to create questions that requires all these kind of answers. Okay, so I have asked ChatGPT to help me with questions, and she has helped me with these questions. So this is the company I'm working for, Oakfield Consult. Okay, now Oakfield Consult is a legal firm, is a law firm, and this is what we are going to build for my firm. Oakfield Consult is offering free legal consultation for immigrants living in the UK, and I'm supposed to build a form that collects the first details from these immigrants who are looking for free legal consultation. So that's what we are going to build right now. So every form, look at this form here, every form comes with a title. So first of all, add a title to the form. All right, so let's click a title. This is the title here. and then add it here. You add the title here. Okay, so this is the title of the form. Now after adding the title here, come and click here. Okay, immediately you click here, this title appears here immediately, so that the form can have a title. If the form has a title, and then the next one is form description, you come down to this place, and then this is the form description. Copy it and then post it here, and then this is it. This is the form description, right? And then this email is your own email. Who is building this form? Your email will appear here. Okay, and then now we are ready to build our questions. So let us enter our first question. This is our first question here. First question is full name. Full name. All right, so this is the full name. So you can see here you have short answer text. So you look at this place, you see short answer text. Okay, in other questions we are going to either be checkboxes, multiple choice questions, like you have OBJ in your exam or test. Now paragraph or file upload, we are going to do that later. Now that you have built this, now let us explain what this whole interface is all about. So here is where you are going to add image. Immediately, imagine you had to add image to this question. You click here to add image, right? But we don't want to add image, so let us continue. And then here is where you choose the kind of answer. If you want long answer, choose paragraph. Then you see multiple long answer text here, but we will just want short answer, which is somebody's name. So click this one. Now this is where you want to duplicate this question interface. You want to duplicate this particular one. Okay, so you click here, and now you can see it is 2. All right, so the same thing that you have here, you also have it here. So this one, now this is required. You know, when you're filling a form, and when you click submit, it tells you to go back and complete the boxes, the fields that you did not add answers to. This is how they do it. You simply click this form and leave it as blue, meaning required. When we finish, you can see that there is a red asterisk that will appear here, meaning that this field is required. Okay, now click here. You can show description, and then response validation. Okay, so let us add the second question. The second question is, what is your phone number? Because all of them, we need their phone numbers. So just paste it here, phone number. Okay, and phone number is also a short text, just short answer. All right, if you want to delete this particular question, now just click here and then you delete. All right, well, I just pressed Ctrl Z and then the question is back. Right, so if you look at here now, you see that this has red asterisk, meaning this is required. If I turn this down, the red asterisk leaves. Right, there's no more red asterisk, which means this is optional, but I don't want it to be optional. I want it to be required. So I turn this on. Good. Now let's look at the buttons here. This is to add another question. You click here. So I've added another question now. Now here is to import questions. Now imagine that I have copied these questions and put them in a Google Doc or a file or MS Word. I simply click here to import the questions here, and it will fill up for itself. Now here is, you want to add title or description to this particular question. Here is image. Here is also image. Here is also image. All right. Here is a video. You want to add video to this particular question. Here is to add a section. All right, like this is theory. You add a section of a theory. You add a section for OBJ. This is how they do it. All right, so let us go and continue adding questions. What is your email address? Okay, now put the email address here, and then they enter their email address. Still short answer. This is short answer, short answer, short answer. Okay, let us add another question, and explain your Lego situation. in the UK. Now this is going to be a long answer. Can you imagine? He immediately knows that this is going to require long explanation. All right, so it already gives us a paragraph, long answer text. Do you understand my point? All right, so let us get another question, which is your current residential address in the UK. Post it. Click this plus button and then paste that question here and click here, current residential address in the UK. That's a short answer. Okay, and then click the button again and then come here, and then this is going to be multiple check boxes so that you can choose the one that is the best answer for you, that as regard to your situation. All right, so how many years have you lived in the UK? That's the next question. How many years have you lived in the UK? All right, you see, how many years have you lived in the UK? That's all right. So now let us create a multiple choice question so that the person can just choose one. Okay, let's say less than 1 year. You paste it here in the option 1. Okay, this is option 1. 1 to 3 years, paste it in option 2. 4 to 6 years, paste in option. Can you imagine that immediately I paste this option, the next option appears below it, meaning there could be more. Paste it here. And then 7 to 10 years, paste it here. And then more than 10 years, you paste it here. So that is the end of that objective question. So it could be who discovered River Niger, Mungo Park, Albert Einstein, Obasanjo, Tinubu, Yaradua. So you just choose one here. Alright, this is how they set it. So after watching this video, you'll be able to build your own form, build your own questions, build your own questionnaire, build your own survey. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So pay attention. All right, so if I want to remove one of these things, I just click this star here, remove. All right, if I want to add an image, I simply click here to add an image. All right, okay, so remember we are turning it into required because this is very required. So let us go and continue. So the last question here is, what is your current immigration status in the UK? Which is also check boxes that are required to use check boxes or multiple choice. All right, what is your current immigration or legal status in the UK? Right, so it's multiple choice. Do you understand? Okay, so let us use a drop down. Drop down is, you are going to see how it looks like when we are filling this form. Okay, so I have this. I'm going to speed this part up so that we won't waste a lot of time. Alright, so guys, I've finished building our form. I have to speed up that area so that it will not bore you. So we have finished building our form right now, and we are going to know what next.